So, if you've been ghosted, first of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry. It's awful, and we've all been there, and it's the worst. In a lot of ways, it doesn't get worse than this because dealing with rejection on its own, I think, is one of the hardest things that we go through as human beings. Not to mention when you've actually met someone and you're really excited and you see so much potential and then they ghost. It's such a helpless experience because there's really nothing you can do. You like can't force that person to respond to you or to explain. And it's a really hopeless experience because like you're saying, now he's on this pedestal and everyone you're meeting isn't as good as him. So I'm going to give you two things that have helped me because girl, this has happened to me a lot. And I offer to you that maybe they help and also it's just really hard and they might not help at all. And it might just suck ass for a while. So the first thing to do is to tap into what it is that you saw in him. Because whatever that is actually really important and meaningful to you, and you actually need more of it. Like, I remember I had probably the two best dates of the last decade with this guy, and then he ghosted me. Like, it was one of those feelings for me where it's like you're talking to someone and nothing is off limits. Like you can just fully and completely share yourself and go to all the different corners of your mind. Like it's like he was this library and I wanted to read every book and I was a library to him and I thought we were connecting on such a profound level and the chemistry was off the chain. Two of the best dates of my life, and then he goes. And so I had to think like, okay, what did I associate with him? What did I think was only coming from him? And for me, it was magic. If I have someone like that, then things feel magical to me. And I think the immediate go-to that people do in this decentering world is they're like, well, then you need more magic in your life. And it's true. I do need more magic in my life. And I need to be able to get that from my friendships and from my creativity and from my, relationship with nature or whatever. But there's also just a certain percentage of it that you're going to want in the context of a emotional, sexual, intimate relationship with another human being, in this case, a man. And so not with him, but beautiful dream. Yes to the desire. Yes to whatever you saw with him. If you saw that he was like really kind, or you saw that he made you feel really comfortable, or if you felt like he was connected to a subculture that you want to be connected to, whatever it was, yes to that vision, yes to that desire, both in your own life and also in the next guy and the next guy. Like it's data for what you want and it's data for what you're looking for. And so it didn't work out with him, not with him, but yes to what you saw. That's a reflection of you. And then the second thing is that you have to kind of de-pedestalize him, right? Like that's who he is. He's the kind of guy who ghosts. And so all that stuff that you were projecting on him about how great he was and how amazing it was, even if he's not into you, which, he has a right to not be that into you, he's still the kind of guy who ghosts. And for some reason that takes it away from me of like, okay, not everyone's going to be into me. That's still really sad. But that makes me still being like, oh, he rejected me because he's so great and I wasn't good enough. And what was it about me? And we don't want to be doing any of that. We want to say like, this is a fully grown man who could have communicated effectively and kindly and sufficiently with you. And instead he ghosted. And so you actually need to like lower his status in your mind. And it's not even lowering, like you need to like see him clearly. This is a kind of guy who ghosts. You don't want a kind of guy that ghosts. You want a guy who, even in outstanding circumstances, will be able to handle himself and handle his business to communicate with kindness and clarity. And I don't know, even with that guy who we went on those two amazing dates, the fact that he ghosted, it really helped me just be like, that's who he is. Like whenever I would get spun up in my idea of like, oh, he was so great and no one else is as good as him, I'd be like, no, he's like an immature dude who ghosted. You gotta knock that guy off the pedestal. Knock him down and keep going on dates. And yes to that desire, whatever it was that you saw in him, because it's part of you.